Good morning and welcome to Fast Horses Today. Today is Friday. It is the start of the race week. It is February 14th and it's Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day to everybody there. And let's hope the horses treat us nicely and treat us like they want us to be their Valentine. So let's get some good wins and some good luck here on this day. So got some horses I do like, as well as a late pick 5 over at Santa Anita. So let's get started. Santa Anita does start their racing today. First post is 12:30 Pacific, so 2:30 here Central Time. Just got off the phone with them minutes ago, and they said they are running, so that's good news. I know they've had some rain over the past day or so, and a lot of rain for that matter. So they were smart to card all dirt races today for Friday, with the expectation of rain, so there's no races washed off the turf today. So we'll hope that they've got the track ready to go. Maybe some extra moisture than they would usually have, because of all that rain. But let's get started here. Fourth race does start the late pick 5. Fourth race has approximate post time about 2 o'clock Pacific, so 4 o'clock here in the Central Time Zone. Now, Santa Anita scheduled a couple nice 3-year-old maiden special weight races at a mile. One of them for the fillies, one of them for the boys. The fourth race here is for the fillies. Definitely some nice horses in this race, some big purchase prices. I'm going to put 2 horses in this race. I'm going to put the favorite, Madame Secretary, for Richard Mandela and Juan Hernandez. Now, this horse, owned by My Racehorse, so certainly you won't get a price in the My Racehorse horses because the folks do show up and they put their money down. So that's a good thing. So she's 4 to 5 in the program, so no secret here. She ran twice previously, once 5 furlong grass race over at Del Mar. Maybe just been a workout there. She ran a really nice race her next one out, which was January 3rd. First time going 2 turns over at Santa Anita on the dirt. And that's always a tough thing to do. And she stumbled out of the gate, really kind of made a mess of the start. And usually that would be just game over for a horse. But I thought she ran on really nicely, ended up running on second. So, that trouble trip is going to make folks, even more bullish on her chances, which is fine. It certainly looks to be that way, that she's very talented. So we'll put Madame Secretary in. And then also I'm going to put the 5 horse who is Behaving for Owen Hardy and Flavian Pratt. Now, Owen Hardy brings a horse over to Santa Anita. Hardy, I don't really understand what Hardy's does over these last couple decades. He gets nice horses. I think he should win more with them. But anyway, he puts Pratt on the horse, which is always a good thing. And I really like her last race. She ran on opening day at Santa Anita in a mile turf race. And, I don't know if that was the goal, was to put her on turf. She certainly is bred for the dirt. But she just ran a really nice race that day, going first time 2 turns off a bit of a layoff. And she was hung out in the 11 hole out of 11 horses. Never an easy spot, to be on that mile grass on Santa Anita, getting that outside post, especially being a young horse in her second start. So I'm going to give Behaving a whole lot of credit for that effort, coming second that day. She's 4 to 1 in the program. Again, as I mentioned, she's got Flavian Pratt on her. Bred for the dirt. We'll see if she can overcome her trainer, Owen Hardy. So we'll put the 3 and the 5 to get this pick 5 started. Let's go over to the 5th race. The 5th race is a 6 furlong dirt race. This is a condition claimer, 20,000 claimer, non-winner 2X. These are for the Northern California horses to come on down. A little bit of a different class here. I know they run those condition 2X races up north, or they did. And what that does is, you'll see horses have more than 2 wins in this race, but it's because these claiming races probably, it's probably a 16,000 or 10,000 or less do not count towards that condition. So, that's why we see that. But I've got 2 horses here I'm going to put in that I feel like, one of these 2 should get it done and advance to pick 5. So I've got the 4 who is Union Coach, Isidro Tamayo. Castellanos is on the horse here. Now, Castellanos has struggled at Santa Anita in his starts here in these races. But, certainly Castellanos has won a lot of races, up north in Northern California. So I know he's certainly capable. And, maybe get off the schneid here. He's won with this horse as well. So, Union Coach ended up beating the favorite. Favorite is Velocious, who's the 5 horse. We'll speak about her momentarily. But, they ran together back in November. And in watching the film, Union Coach just outbroke Velocious and just ended up beating her. So, I could see that possibly happening again today. and Union Coach being very tough, on the front end at 5-2. So as I mentioned, we're going to put Union Coach. We're also going to put the 5-horse Velocious for OJ Harrigy and Asa Espinoza. Now, Asa Espinoza has done some great work in these races. He's won quite a few of these Northern California type races since Santa Anita's open here. And, he's got this horse here 2-1 as a favorite. Certainly horse fits very well. She's run with better, so she's dropping here. Her last start she did run at Santa Anita on the turf course back in early January. She ran a nice race. It was a mile race on the turf. She took the lead and then just ended up giving it up, towards the far turn. Certainly a different ball game here, going 6 on the dirt. But, I feel like maybe she'll stalk the 4-horse Union Coach. We'll see if she's better. So I think between the 4 and the 5 should get this done and advance the pick 5. All right, now let's go over to the next race of the day. Next race being the 6th race. 6th race is a maiden special weight. This is a mile on the dirt. This is for the boys. So this is the male version, 3-year-olds. Colts here. Some very nice horses, of course, that, we could figure in a race like this, expensive purchases trying to break their maiden and move on to bigger things. So I'm going to put 3 horses in this race. It's because I feel like, one of these 3 should get it done here, even though it's a small field. I've got to put these 3 to advance to pick 5. I'm going to put the 2, Mellencamp, for Bob Baffert. Baffert's got a couple here. Mellencamp gets Flavian Pratt on the horse. In watching the film and seeing the PPs here, I was kind of wondering, is Mellencamp, just a practice buddy for some of his stablemate in the Baffert barn? But, you got a $775,000 purchase. I don't know that's, should be a practice buddy. But, this horse has shown some good races and then also, just, run evenly as well. He's 3-1 in the program. I get the feeling, if Flavian Pratt breaks this horse on the lead, it'd be tough to beat him. He's certainly great at that. I'm going to put the 2, Mellencamp. I'm going to put the other Baffert, who's the 3, Varney. Varney gets Juan Hernandez on the horse. And I like Varney. I think he comes out of a very live race. He comes out of a race. It was a 6.5 furlong dirt race, and won by San Saba. And the second horse was Modus Bestia, and Varney came third to those 2. And I just think this is going to be a live race. We're going to see some winners coming out of this race, and Varney may being one of them. And Varney's 7-2 in the program, so first time 2 turns. You never know. This horse looks like in his film he does want to run longer, so we'll give Varney a shot. Then I'm going to put the favorite, who is Baeza, for John Sheriffs. And if you look at the pedigree here, it might look very familiar to you because Baeza is the younger brother of Mage and of Dornoch. So out of the mare Puka. So Puka's really, thrown some nice horses in recent years, being Mage and Dornoch, who came on to be, some of the big factors in the 3-year-old divisions. And this is their younger brother, Baeza. So John Sheriffs gets this one. This horse was purchased for $1.2 million at auction and has run a couple times. John Sheriffs put the horse on the grass at Del Mar in early December, probably just trying to get a race under his belt, trying to get a race in that 2-year-old year. And this horse ended up running next time out with Rodriguez, who was really a nice horse out of the Baffert barn. And Rodriguez, might be one of the top couple in the Baffert barn. So he ran second to him. And I just thought, Baeza probably has a whole lot more to give. But, I'm not going to single. John Sheriffs is not a trainer that you can completely rely on in singles. So, that's why I'm putting 3 horses in a race like this because, John Sheriffs, has nice stock, but doesn't always win with them. But we are going to put Baeza in here with Hector Berrios. So that's the 2, the 3, and the 5. All right, let's move over to the next race of the day, being the 7th race. This is a Calbred first level allowance, mile on the dirt. And I do have a single in this race, and I have a win bet as well. I'm going to go with the 5 horse here, who is Clouseau, for Andy Mathis and Giovanni Franco. Now, I look back and I realize this horse was a win bet for me in a single a few weeks back. He was entered in a allowance race on the turf at Santa Anita, ended up scratching out of that race, and not exactly sure what happened. That race was scheduled to run on the 24th. So apparently this horse probably was not going to run in that race because he ended up working out at Pleasanton on the 23rd in a nice workout there. So, I don't think Andy Mathis really was intending on making that trip. So he didn't, worked out a day before, scratched out of that race, has had a couple subsequent workouts at Santa Anita, 5-2 in the program. Now, Clouseau does own a nice record at Santa Anita with 3 wins at Santa Anita out of his lifetime of 5 wins. I really like Clouseau back when he first started his racing campaign, catching him a couple times on the Santa Anita dirt. And, it's some nice price as well. I expected some big things out of Clouseau, being a distorted humor colt, or a gelding now, and he was purchased for a lot of money there at $150,000 for a Calbred. So we'll see if Clouseau can get it done here. He qualifies in this race because they're putting him in for the 20. That doesn't worry me. Mathis did claim this horse for 25. He's won a couple races since, so it probably figures if someone wants to claim him, you go ahead, and the horse might get claimed. He still has a condition left on the turf over there and in California, so Clouseau might be a horse you might see, with a red tag when he's in the winner's circle, because that's where we're going to need him. So I'm going to make the win bet on Clouseau and single him. Now let's go to the last race of the day. Last race being the 8th race. This is a Calbred maiden special weight, 6 furlong on the dirt, and these are fillies 3 years old. And I know there's a favorite in this race that could be a single, and I'm not going to talk you off that, but I'm going to put several in this race because I'm thinking that, these 3-year-old Calbreds, I don't know if it's as easy as putting the single of the favorite. And I'm not sure if that's going to be a live race, but we're going to see. But I'm going to put several in here. I'm going to put the 2, Ridge Gold, who is the 7-5 favorite in the program. She comes off a second in her last, running up against a horse named Gold Currency, who Gold Currency really just kind of ran that field off their feet, taking a huge lead and then just holding on at the end, with Ridge Gold coming, really coming fast at the end and closing in. But, that race ended up kind of slow. We're going to see if that's going to be a live race. I kind of wonder. So I will put Ridge Gold in there. I'm going to put the 4, who is Darlin' Tammy, for Jeff Bondy. And Bondy puts the apprentice, Orontis, on the horse. Now, he comes also out of that, or she comes also out of that Gold Currency race. She ended up coming 3rd, getting beat just by a little by Ridge Gold. So I think, Darlin' Tammy can certainly turn the tables. There wasn't much separating the two. Darlin' Tammy is 6-1 in that race. So I'm going to put Darlin' Tammy in there. I'm going to also put the 7, who is My Sister Lily, George Papapadromo, and Papapadromo puts Tomita on the horse. Now, I looked up Tomita. I think Tomita, would be a decent jock. He doesn't get too many chances, but, we're going to see Tomita pop here at some point in the near future. I could see. And, maybe with Papapadromo, it could happen. That horse is 12-1 in the program. We're going to put My Sister Lily in there. We're also going to put the 9 horse being Stubborn for Michael McCarthy. McCarthy training for the Eclipse Thoroughbred Partners and putting Ricardo Gonzalez on the horse. Roberto was a jock way back when, used to be a big timer over at Northern California. This is Ricardo Gonzalez, 4-1 in the program. Pretty good purchase price, $85,000 purchase for a Calbred. Horse has some nice works over at San Luis Rey. 4-1, we'll see if this horse might be ready to go. And then finally going to put the 10 horse, who was A Fleet Ride, for Ryan Hansen. Ryan Hansen puts Frankie Dettori aboard. Now, Hansen has been doing well with some of his first starters. He certainly does, get horses ready and out there for speed. Frankie Dettori on the horse out of the 10 hole. He's 15-1. I'm not sure we'll see 15-1, but we will put the 10 horse, A Fleet Ride, in this race. We've got the 2, 4, 7, 9, 10. All right, now let's recap the day and recap the tickets. So for Santa Anita today, Valentine's Day, we've got a pick 5 ticket and a win bet later today. In the 4th race, we're starting off this pick 5 with 3-5, with the 4-5, with the 2-3-5, with the single of the 5, Clouseau, with the 2, 4, 7, 9, and 10. Now today, that pick 5 ticket costs $30, so not a big spend today. It could be one of those kind of things, if we beat a couple favorites, this thing could really pop and pay well, but we're hoping for the win bet on the horse Clouseau, and as well as singling Clouseau there in the 7th race. So as always, if you decide to play as is, I wish you the best of luck. If you want to add or subtract, wish you luck there. Play the pick 3s, play the pick 4 within it. You do what's best for you today, or maybe just make the win bet on Clouseau. So as whatever you decide to do, wishing you the best. Let's wish the folks over at Santa Anita a great safe day of racing today on Valentine's Day, and let's wish for some good trips and good luck for us. So as always, I ask you to do me a favor, hit the subscribe button if you can. Doesn't cost you anything, just puts you on the feed, and when new content gets created, it gets served up to you. Like, dislike, make comments, let's create a discussion. I wish you the best of luck today. Thank you so much for watching Fast Horses today. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you later this weekend for more coverage at Santa Anita, the great race place.